What up, family? This your man Jeff. Welcome back to my channel, Food Delivery Guru. All right, y'all. So, literally, I am done with the tri-state area. Visited my mom and all my family that were up there. Like I said in my last video, I did do some drive orders out there. I did one in Manhattan, one in Queens, which turned out to be a nightmare. And then I did another one in Garden City out on the island. So I didn't do any regular DoorDashing because mainly I was there just to really, see my family and stuff like that. But one of the awesome things is my sister, she joined DoorDash. And what was so crazy about her joining DoorDash, she literally signed up in 15 minutes. So I don't know if they really need drivers out there in the tri-state area or what the deal is, but she signed up in 15 minutes, y'all. Went through the background check, the whole works, and then she went with me out to Garden City to do my drive order. And then after I got that done, we turned on for her to get, her first order done. And we picked up a $9.75 order going 5 miles for a Chinese food place. And as soon as she completed that order, she was able to go ahead and put her address in to order her bags and her face mask and all that good stuff. So, my sister was all excited, I'm a dasher. So she's supposed to be calling me today, because she says she's going to go out dashing. But, we'll see. But had a great time out in the tri-state area, and now I am headed down to North Carolina to go visit my aunt. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the topic of this video. Yeah, guys, PPP Loan Forgiveness. All right, so I said I was going to give you guys an update on how my PPP loans worked out for me, okay? So I actually got 2 draws on the PPP loan, which is the Payment Protection Program, which was initiated through the CARES Act, which was signed unanimously, I believe it was March 2020 or something like that. So for those of you guys that initiated PPP loans through whatever you went through, now I went through Womply, okay? Man, they were the easiest, and I might been, I didn't sign up for any others, but they were very, very, very easy to do, okay? And they had Microsoft Team, like meetings to go over questions, and they had, in the end for the PPP Loan Forgiveness, they went through and talked about, what you needed to do and how you needed to fill out stuff. So I participated in that, and basically I followed what I was supposed to do as far as getting those loans and utilizing the money. Now, if you guys remember, those of you that seen that video, I was literally planning on, not really, wanting to pay down some credit card debt and take care of some other things. And I didn't really have a problem paying that 1%, okay? So to knock out some credit card debt and do some things that I needed to do was well worth it to pay that 1% back on that second draw. And so what I ended up doing with the first draw, I sent it to my savings account, paid myself over the 8 weeks, and all you guys know that DoorDash and a lot of the platforms were very, very slow. So I took advantage of that. I mean, that money helped out tremendously during those slow times, okay? And then so I got my second draw, and my second draw came, literally while I still was on my first one. And I knew that might be a problem, but when we had that team meeting on Womply, a lot of us talked about that and said that that was an issue for us, and how would we go ahead when we apply for our forgiveness, what we needed to do. And so they kind of went through and answered those questions for us. So bottom line, guys, for those of you that have already registered for the SBA website, Small Business Administration, that's what it stands for, you will have to make another registration when you are doing your PPP loan forgiveness. Okay, you're gonna have to create another ID and another password. Okay, it's gonna be totally different from the regular one that you use to access the SBA, for those of you that have accessed the SBA before. Okay, so the questions are pretty self-explanatory. So you create your login, you go in, and then you search your loan. So those of you that have 2 loans, you really only got to search the one. Both of them are going to come up, but you will have to apply for your forgiveness separately for both loans. So you do your first loan, you apply, and then you do your second loan, you apply. Okay, like I said, very, very simple. So I applied for my first forgiveness on my loan. I went through, some of it was already pre-filled out with my name, address, and things like that. I had to go ahead and enter in some other information like sole proprietorship, independent contractor, like what kind of business. I put delivery, I put independent contractor, on-demand delivery, the time frame that I utilize the money from. So they give you a little drop-down menu, which is, how you used it, 8 weeks, 8 to 24 weeks, or whatever. Okay, so you pick how you use the money or deposited the money for you to use, and it'll let you know whether or not you are going to need specific paperwork to back up how you spent the money. Okay, so I didn't have to do any of that, guys. I didn't have to submit any paperwork whatsoever, which I'm not complaining. That's awesome. Okay, so literally I did my first loan and submitted the paperwork, and literally, guys, within 5 days they said that I was approved and that the SBA paid back my lender the $9,600 for my first draw, which was awesome. Okay, so I wanted to wait on the second draw only because, I had that instance where the money came, while I was still utilizing the first. So I ended up having, after Womply went over how to take care of that problem, I literally went in and, changed it to what they suggested. And then again, I didn't need any paperwork for my second loan. I didn't have to prove that I was, I made 25% less or any of that other stuff, okay, like the EIDL loans. I didn't have to do anything. They didn't ask for any paperwork. So I filled it out just like I did the first one. I sent it in, and within, 4 or 5 days, guess what? It was approved, and I was forgiven. And those loans were totally wiped out due to the money that was given to the CARES Act, to help supplement those that, got hurt during the COVID. Okay. I remember when I made this video, y'all, and I know a lot of folks were, making jokes, talking about they didn't really need the money, just different stuff, talking about, I was going to go to jail, or people were going to go to jail because it wasn't meant for us, and all this other stuff. Well, for those of you that wanted to clown and all of that, you missed out. So, sorry. And I'll tell you, honestly, my son was one of those. He was an Uber driver, and I tried to get him to sign up for the program, and he's all, Dad, well, I'm doing okay financially. I don't really need the money. It's not about how financially you're doing. This is a program that is designed to help folks out. Just because you don't need it now won't mean you won't need it later. Just follow what they tell you to do, but he didn't do it, so he missed out. Whatever, on him. But anyway, guys, I got 2 loans. I filled out the paperwork. It's very, very simple to fill out the paperwork. Now, my suggestion for those of you that did not use Womply, and I know a lot of folks did, but for those of you that might have used your own bank, okay, for your PPP loans, I would suggest, if you have not went in and did the application, to do it ASAP while they are bogged down real quick with all the loans coming through. I mean, I don't know how they're looking at these loans to give forgiveness. I don't know how they're looking at it as far as what paperwork they're going to ask from the individuals. I think the longer that you wait and the longer that they start going, they have time to go through some of this stuff, they might want to know how you're spending it. So I would recommend you getting your PPP loan forgiveness application in ASAP, as fast as possible. So with that being said, I'm going to show you a snapshot. I did a snapshot to prove that both my PPP loans were approved by the SBA and paid back to the lender. And if you guys have any questions, when you get to specific area of filling out the applications, feel free and just put it in the comments, because I am familiar with it. Now, I am no expert by any means. If they ask you for paperwork, I would say just supply the paperwork that they want, or whatever they're looking for. If they're looking for bank statements, then you got to supply PDFs of your bank statements, or whatever the case is. But I don't think, for me, I don't think that they're going to ask for that from independent contractors and drivers such as ourselves. I could be wrong, but like I said, I submitted mine and both of mine got approved, okay? And you know what? It helped out tremendously. So, like I said, if you guys have any questions, if you are filling out the application or you're going to go fill out the application and you got any questions on any specific part, put it in the comments and I'll try to get back to you within 24 hours to answer your question about the section that you're trying to fill out. So, like I said, I'm headed down to North Carolina right now, and I got another couple of hours. And probably not going to do no driving down there because, I'm on a quick schedule. I still got a lot of people to visit and a lot of things to do before I start headed back to El Paso, Texas. But that's it, guys. And check out check out the snapshot to prove that my PPP loans were paid back. And as I always say, y'all drive safe out there. Y'all make that money. Peace out.